Thank you guys, welcome back to another Comedy Controllers video. This is Colton.
And I'm Isaiah, and today we're going to be doing a reaction video on SpongeBob Conspiracy #1, The Squilliam Theory by Alex Bale. Let's get into it.
Squilliam Fancy Son! Squilliam Fancy Son! Squilliam Fancy Son!
Squilliam Fancy Son III is Squidward's rival from high school band class.
So, I just took my private yacht across my private lake to my private heliport.
He's more wealthy, popular, and talented than Squidward, and he always rubs it in his face.
That's right! I'm living your dreams, Squidward. Oh, just succeeding in everything you failed in.
But I intend to prove that he's a fraud, using his wealth to make himself seem more popular and talented than he actually is. He goes to ridiculously extreme and expensive lengths to humiliate Squidward and show his superiority, and I'm gonna prove it. SpongeBob is one of my favorite shows from my childhood. Even going back now and rewatching the old ones, it still holds up. You might think, it's just a kid's show, there's no continuity, there's nothing worth theorizing about, but the show constantly brings back characters and references to previous episodes, and if you look closely, you can connect the dots and find some very interesting stories. And today, I'm going to prove that Squilliam Fancy Son III is a manipulative fraud. Evidence number 1, the pet hospital. We first meet Squilliam in Season 2, Episode 15, Band Geeks. The episode opens with Squidward playing the clarinet and getting a knock on the door.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street, and I understand you have a dying animal on the premises.
Immediately after, Squidward gets a call from Squilliam.
Hello, you've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Please start after the... Sounds as though you've got a dying animal to attend to, old chum.
I believe that not only was Squilliam spying on Squidward to know when he was playing his clarinet, but he also hired the doctor to come and embarrass Squidward.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street. Pet hospital down the street.
We have never seen a pet hospital in Bikini Bottom. We've only ever seen just the regular Bikini Bottom hospital. We've seen this purple doctorfish before, but once again, he's never worked at a pet hospital. We've only ever seen him at the regular general hospital.
Well, Mr. Squarepants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for your treatment?
Then there's this green fish behind him, and we've only ever seen him as one of the many identical paramedics that work at the Bikini Bottom Hospital. We even see him at the end of the episode to take Squilliam away after fainting. So it is very likely that Squilliam hired these two and told them to pretend like they're from a pet hospital just to humiliate Squidward. But this is just the start of Squilliam's elaborate lies. Evidence number 2, the Bubble Bowl. In the same episode, Squilliam also says,
I'm the leader of a big fancy band now, and we're supposed to play the Bubble Bowl next week. The problem is, I'm busy next week and can't make it, so I was hoping you and your band could cover for us.
But we've never seen Squilliam's band before, and despite claiming he's too busy to make it to the Bubble Bowl, he still shows up at the end to watch Squidward's band. So both his excuse and probably his band were made up to pressure Squidward into humiliating himself at the Bubble Bowl. Evidence number 3, Squilliam's friends. In Season 3, Episode 8, Squilliam returns. Squidward leaves for work and can...
Do you think maybe they were like, what am I trying to say, like, well, it said that they were in band class together. Do you think like maybe one year or something, like Squidward got in and he didn't?
Yeah, that's a good
something
possibility.
Like that. And like,
and then he holds a grudge.
Or like, he's not able to like play at all or something like that.
Yeah. And so he just makes fun because Squidward can't either. Yeah, that's a really good possibility.
Conveniently bumps into Squilliam and all of his fancy friends, despite Squilliam not seeming like the kind of guy that would come near the Krusty Krab. He and his friends make fun of Squidward for working as a cashier.
Hold it! Don't tell me! You're a cashier! Don't lie. Lying always makes it worse.
But I believe that this encounter was planned out by Squilliam in advance, and he hired all of those people to pretend to be his friends. Take a look at Squilliam's friends. They're all nicely dressed.
Yeah, they're all
kind of
customers
get the sense
from
that
the
they're
Krusty
fancy,
Krab.
high-status members of Bikini Bottom, but they aren't.
You see it?
This is more like what the fancy rich people in Bikini Bottom look like. These are just some regular Bikini Bottom citizens. Most of them usually don't even wear nice clothes like this. And most of them are regulars at the Krusty Krab and would already know Squidward as the cashier.
My daddy doesn't have enough slime!
These are not the type of people Squilliam would hang out with. I mean, why would Squilliam be hanging out with one of Pearl's teenage friends? At the end of the episode, Squilliam even admits to his whole life being fake.
I made everything up about my life. I have no yachts, jets, or anything. I was only trying to impress you.
And then, of course, he quickly says he's just kidding.
Is that true? Of course not! I'm filthy stinking rich!
But was he kidding? I mean, obviously he's rich, but is there a nugget of truth in there? Evidence number 4, the statue. In Season 7, Episode 6, Squidward has to pick up trash for community service, and Squilliam once again conveniently bumps into him and reveals he's cleaned up so much trash that the city actually built a statue of him.
Maybe if you clean up Bikini Bottom, they'll build a statue of you. Oh wait! They've already built one. Of me! I cleaned up all of Bikini Bottom in only 1 week.
I believe that once again, this encounter was staged by Squilliam, and he actually paid to get that statue built. As Squilliam tells Squidward about the statue, a female fish admires it and says,
Bless you, Squilliam Fancyson. Bless you.
but if you remember, this is one of those friends Squilliam likely paid, making her whole comment feel very fake. By the end of the episode, Squilliam's statue gets destroyed. A police officer approaches and they have this exchange.
This is your statue?
It was.
Squilliam admits that it's his statue, not the city's. And why else would the officer give him specifically a ticket if it was city property? Evidence number 5, the
Yeah, to backtrack on that, that makes a lot of sense. Why would they give him a ticket if it was city property?
Mm-hmm.
He obviously bought that statue
And put
to
it
make
there.
Squidward feel bad. And how did he know that Squidward was doing community service in that area?
Mm-hmm. He could have even put it there whenever without the city knowing.
Yeah, he's got to be following Squidward just to set up all these devious plans, dude, to just drag Squidward down. That's wild.
concert. In Season 6, Episode 17, Squidward watches Squilliam play the clarinet at a big fancy concert. He receives a standing ovation, causing Squidward to leave angrily. But I believe this entire concert is a scam. Not only has the audience been paid to cheer, but Squilliam never even touches his instrument. Once again, many of the audience members were part of Squilliam's quote-unquote friends, but we also never actually see Squilliam play the clarinet. The episode opens right after he's finished his performance with the audience cheering, and one member of the audience says,
He's such a great musician. He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
maybe the real reason Squidward leaves so angrily is because the audience cheered for Squilliam
That's
even though he
fishy,
never even
yeah.
touched his clarinet. Maybe Squilliam is just as bad as Squidward at the clarinet and he's trying to hide it. Squilliam has gone to some pretty extreme lengths just to humiliate Squidward, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what he does next. Evidence number 6. The Music College. In the same episode, after Squidward leaves the concert, he's approached by the headmistress of the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college.
Aren't you the esteemed Squilliam Fancyson III, who we all came here to see perform tonight?
She mistakes him for Squilliam and offers him a position as a professor. Squidward pretends to be Squilliam and teaches a class, only for the police to burst in and arrest him, all while he's being filmed on live TV. And I believe that this is Squilliam's most elaborate and most expensive scheme to destroy Squidward both publicly and legally. This encounter where Squidward gets offered a job is already suspiciously convenient, but listen closely to their exchange.
I'm Squilliam Fancyson.
But didn't you just say a minute ago that your name was Squidward Q Tentacles?
It is. No, I mean, no, I didn't.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
What kind of
why would
moron
she say
would go
that?
to their own enemy's music
How would she
recital?
know that?
How does she know that Squidward and Squilliam are enemies? If she knew who Squidward was, then why didn't she recognize him? Why would she mistake him for Squilliam? This feels way
Right,
too
he
much
is a
like she was
unibrow,
hired
and
by
he doesn't.
Squilliam to set
Yeah.
a trap for Squidward. And if that's not enough, the headmistress's associate is literally just a guy from the paid audience wearing a disguise. He just threw on some
Okay,
glasses to
that's
seem
even
smart.
crazier right
Squilliam
there.
knew that Squidward couldn't
Right.
resist the opportunity to teach a music class, even if it meant breaking the law.
My very own music class.
Then we get to the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college, and right off the bat, there's something very fishy about this place. The building itself is very green and grimy, and has a very cheap metal look. Nothing about this says prestigious, except for the big sign on top, which feels like the only new thing about this building. I think there is a very good chance
Yeah,
that
why would it
Squilliam
look
just
like
bought
that
some
if it's
old
a
warehouse,
prestigious
then stuck a
college?
sign and
Yeah.
some paint on it to
It looks
disguise it
really
as a
small.
college. I mean, look at these
Yeah.
other schools in Bikini
Yeah,
Bottom.
look at
They
the
all have
other
a very
schools.
nice structure and a paint job, but this prestigious music college
They're
looks
all,
like a
they all
dumpster.
look way
Going
better
into
than
the
this.
classroom,
Plus,
not
why is
only
there
does
only
it have
two
another
boats
one of
there,
Squilliam's
but there's
friends,
more
but if
students
this
than
is
there
such a
is
prestigious
boats.
college, how did SpongeBob and Patrick get in here?
Would you two
Right, how did they
numbskulls
get in?
mind telling me what you're doing in music class anyway?
Sure. Patrick's New Year's resolution
This
was to
all
learn
is
to play an
fishy.
instrument.
They say it was their New Year's resolution to take a music class, but you'd think it'd be harder for them to get into an esteemed music school if they just decided to go to it on a whim. Seems
Right.
like they're just letting in anyone to sell this ruse. Then, both the police, Squilliam and the headmistress, and a live news broadcast show up at the same time to arrest Squidward for impersonating Squilliam.
Yeah, how did
if
they
the
all show up at the
extremely
same time?
coincidental fact
I have
that
no
all of
idea.
these people
It's like they
suddenly
just had
showed
it
up at
ready
the
to
same
go.
time
They had
isn't
it
enough
set
for
up.
you to believe that Squilliam set it all up. I've got something that's going to blow your mind. Squilliam literally has the police working for him.
Squidward,
no
you
way.
tentacles, I'm placing you under arrest for impersonating a genius.
If that doesn't sound like he's been paid off,
And it
I don't
looks
know
like
what
this
does.
dude's wearing a fake
The
mustache.
lengths that Squilliam goes to humiliate Squidward
No,
are
no.
insane. He
I
literally
didn't pay
builds
attention to
statues
that
and
part.
entire buildings just
at
to make
this.
Squidward feel
Look at
inferior.
the
lengths
hold on.
that Squilliam for
Look at
him.
the orange guy.
Squidward, you
looks
tentacles,
like he's
I'm
wearing a
placing
fake
you under
mustache.
arrest for impersonating a genius.
If that
That's
doesn't sound
crazy.
like he's been paid off, I don't know what does. The lengths that Squilliam goes to humiliate Squidward are insane. He literally builds statues and entire buildings just to make Squidward feel inferior. But why? Why
Yeah,
would anyone
why?
go so
Why would
far
he
to
do this?
embarrass an old high school band classmate? What happened between them? What could have caused this extreme level of dedication? Well, unfortunately,
Real quick, why do you think he's doing it?
Like I said earlier, I think like he sort of mentioned that like where he doesn't know how to like play an instrument or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like Squidward made it into the band one year, but he didn't, something like that.
He's just jealous. They used to be best friends, maybe, and
Because if
then
he's
one of them
rich-
made it. Yeah,
Because if he's rich and everything, he shouldn't be jealous of Squidward.
right. Because he's got one up on Squidward.
But
He
he's
shouldn't be
literally living
jealous.
Squidward's life.
Exactly. Let's see though.
Fortunately, we never really get much information on their past. I've spent hours reading through the SpongeBob Wikipedia and looking at old episodes, and there really just isn't any clues that would explain their weird relationship. I
Nah,
guess we
that can't
can't
be it.
solve
There's
everything,
gotta be an
but
ending.
either way, that's my theory.
There's a few
Thank you
seconds
so
left.
much
There's
for
gotta be an
listening. I
ending. Well,
really
there's
hope
a
you guys
minute.
enjoyed. I'll see
There's
you next
gotta be
time.
an ending.
Wait a second.
Oh, here we go.
Wait a second. Season 6, Episode 5, Slide Whistle Stooges.
Dude, he's
Just a
digging
normal
deep
episode
in
where
this, bro.
SpongeBob and Patrick annoy Squidward. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Except I have one question about this episode. Why does Squidward have Squilliam's robe? That is clearly not the purple robe he
That's a
usually
different
wears.
robe,
That
look.
is Squilliam Fancy
Dude,
Son
that does look
III's
like
robe.
Squilliam.
Why would Squidward
It looks
have
the
this?
same. The only
Unless
difference is it's not tied off.
They were more than just
because it's open.
classmates. Could they have once been dating? No,
No
way.
way.
That's not possible. There's no evidence to support that,
That would be crazy.
right?
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
No, it can't be.
I mean, what kind of a moron would go to
No,
their
it makes
worst enemy's
sense.
music recital?
It's been right in front of us this whole time.
Our sources last saw evil.
It makes sense, don't it? It's all connecting together.
Because why he say he's hot?
Exactly. Why would he say that? I mean, look.
Harassing
And then
teenagers of bad.
all these
make-up
clips, dude, it's making
Make
sense.
outrage. Good time. Good time.
Yeah.
Most likely to.
Why would he have a painting of Squidward? Because look, he's got a unibrow.
And if he
Obviously,
hates
this-
Squidward, I don't know why he would have that either.
Right, and this one has a unibrow, and the only other octopus we know is Squidward, and he doesn't have a unibrow like this one in the painting.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Holy shit!
I like that ending. That was a good ending.
That was a good ending.
That was a good ending. And then, yeah, just Alex Bale's name. Dude, that was a good theory.
That was a good theory.
He's got more. We're gonna have to try to watch them all whenever we can. But that was it for this video, though, guys. That was our reaction to SpongeBob Conspiracy #1, The Squilliam Theory by Alex Bale. And if you like this video, then leave a like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what was your favorite part about this video and what did you like about it. And we also have 2 other videos on our channel. If you go to the channel, we got a Cartoon Network shows tier list where we ranked 23 different Cartoon Network shows. So if that's something you're interested in and you enjoy the OG Cartoon Network shows and some of the modern ones, then go check that out. And we also have our introduction video. Our introduction video is a bit rocky, but you might find some enjoyment out of it. And be sure, if you like it, to like and subscribe. And I've been Isaiah.
And I'm Colton.
And this has been another episode of Comedy Controllers. And we'll catch y'all next time in another video.
See ya.